Switch to Martin. Now Guido.
That's it long range. He's got it. This first in a Loyal jersey. 1-0 San Diego.
Stadium in San Diego. It has been a sellout the last few days. Loyal SC ready to kick off this season.
Drew actually got a hand on it, and this one will go high and up and in. One more time.
Torero Stadium in San Diego. Professional soccer has finally arrived.
Well, from Phoenix to Bluefoot, we're in North Park. Welcome to Matchday Live. For the first time out and about in San Diego, he's Darren Smith. I'm Jordan Carruth. Welcome to North Park, everybody. We're getting ready for kickoff. San Diego Loyal on the road against RGV. Tonight's game going to be on ESPN Deportes. It will also be on Fox 5 here in San Diego. Darren, a pleasure to see you once again.
Yeah, Jordan, this was quite a long commute for yours truly here. I had to ride my bicycle right down the road to North Park, one of the great soccer pubs here in San Diego County. As you and I both know, as so many of our viewers probably know as well, this has been already a pretty busy day here at Bluefoot Bar and Lounge, and we look forward to making it an excellent night. So coming out and enjoy us. Kickoff coming up just past 5 o'clock on Fox 5 here locally and on ESPN+.
Yeah, we do have loyal supporters in the house today. We also see some fans that may have been hanging out a little bit earlier, watched some Europa League. I've seen some Arsenal jerseys. It's also the home of the San Diego Citizens, so you will see plenty of different jerseys here at Bluefoot. Very excited. As mentioned, the last time that we saw you, we were in Phoenix, obviously back home now for Matchday Live. But San Diego back on the road. This is what we know to start the year, Darren. They're going to be on the road to start a lot, and it's not going to be very easy. There's more challenging tests beyond this one tonight. But tonight, once again, on the road against a tough team.
Yeah, you talk about traveling away and having to do it not only one straight, but 2, 3, 4 straight weeks, Jordan. And I will tell you also, this is the furthest that Loyal has ever had to travel. Up until this match here tonight in Edinburgh, Texas, Loyal had never set foot in the state of Texas. And the furthest they'd ever traveled was Tacoma. So that was last season. That was the second match of the year. So this is much like it is uncharted territory for you and me, being here at Bluefoot, being amongst fans, being at a watch party. This is also some uncharted territory for San Diego Loyal as well. Back-to-back weeks away, and also having to travel the distance that they did in a short week. Certainly that factors into the conversation tonight.
Yeah. Darren, something we have to talk about pretty much right away. The starting lineups are out, the starting 11. We'll get to those a little bit more in depth later on. But feel free, chime in on YouTube. We'll interact with you. We want to bring up those comments, and we're going to hear plenty of stats from our guy Sean as well. But Darren, one of the big things to take away from the starting 11 that is already out, so people who are watching probably have already seen this. Grant Stoneman not available tonight. You will not see him on the bench. He's not available. Last time we saw Stoneman, we were in Phoenix. He was leaving with a knee injury. That's as much as we know. We know he's not going to be available for this one, and that's a blow for San Diego.
Without a doubt, and this is one of the most reliable players, Jordan, as you and I talked about this week on the Unnamed Soccer Podcast. When Landon Donovan and Nate Miller, when they sit down to fill out their starting 11, chances are the first name that they write down has been Grant Stoneman. Now, he's played just about every single minute for Loyal through its inaugural season. Certainly watching him subbed off right at the end of the first half against Phoenix was a little bit of injury on top of the insult of losing the match 4-1. So this back line is going to have to get its act together. We saw last week, we saw it in person, you watched it against Phoenix, that Phoenix pretty much did what it wanted, especially in the second half. So this is going to have to come together pretty quickly here for that back line in particular, playing without one of its most steady contributors through the 2020 season.
Good news with the starting 11. Alejandro Guido back in the starting 11. That's great news. We saw Guido come on at halftime in Phoenix last week. We heard Landon Donovan speak about the injury earlier this week as well, saying he's coming back, building up his strength. We saw that a little bit more in Phoenix. The good news for San Diego Loyal supporters tonight, we get to see Guido starting. I don't know how many minutes he'll be available, but you would hope that he's available beyond the 45 that we saw in the opener against Phoenix. Anytime Guido's on the field for San Diego Loyal, that's good news.
Yeah, well, we can drop the stats on him from our stat guy, Sean, because he's the one that points this out to us. When Alejandro Guido is on the pitch, Loyal scores. It's been that way since he subbed on in the second half of his very first match. And if you want to crunch the numbers even a little bit further, Jordan, 340 minutes, 11 goals when Guido's on the pitch. So whether it's him actually putting the ball in the net himself, him taking defenders away from other attacking players, Guido's a difference maker, and he is on the field an awful lot when Loyal scores. That's a good thing, because as we know also, even though this isn't going to be a trend that lasts forever, when Loyal scores first, it tends to win. When the opposite team, when the opposing team scores first, Loyal tends to lose. Again, it's not going to last forever, but that's certainly the trend. So seeing Guido in the starting 11 is welcome news, certainly for all Loyal supporters, and even some of us, maybe a little later on, a little bit of a tip for our pick to kick later on in the program.
Yeah, a little bit later as well, we'll get to the keys to the match. If you have some keys for tonight's match, let us know. Let us know in the comment section. We'll bring it up. Darren and I have a few a little bit later on in the pregame show as well. Darren, it's time to get to What's on Tap. It is brought to you by Stone Brewing. One thing I need before we do this. Okay, now I'm ready for Stone.
Finally,
I
felt incomplete as well. Thank you.
All right, now we're ready. First non-divisional matchup of the season. You'll get a few of these this year. This is the first one. Obviously, we know the teams in the division, right? It's the teams that we saw a lot last year. We know Phoenix, we know Vegas, we know Orange County, we know LA. We will get to know Oakland. We know a little bit about Sacramento, but we'll get 4 matches this year away from our division. This is one of them. Of course, RGV. We get Louisville a little bit later on, Real Monarchs a little bit later on in the season, and then New Mexico in October will be the final non-divisional matchup. But this is it, 1 of 4. They all matter. The ones against the teams in your division, though, they matter a little bit more. But after the start last week, this one definitely matters tonight.
Yeah, and I've been looking a lot at RGV, Rio Grande Valley FC Toros. They're calling this Toros 2.0 after 5 years of being the Houston Dynamo's MLS 2 team. They've broken away. They've now become an independent club, Jordan. They switched out their kit colors. They've gotten rid of the black and orange. They're going with blue. They've brought back a very popular manager, and they really feel like Toros 2.0 is going to be a thing for them to start growing into. Another, much like us here in San Diego, we're 21 miles from the Mexican border. They're about 19 miles from the border there in Edinburgh, Texas. But yeah, Toros, this is a new start. And they even felt like after a win against New Mexico last week, New Mexico, which seems like every single season is in the postseason, they really felt like, hey, it actually could have been better than 1-0. Some of our best players weren't available. They were still sitting on suspensions from 2020. So, they were talking a lot about, hey, we didn't even get the best version of Toros. So they're now talking about building on their first ever opening week win, and with SD Loyal in town, they're looking to build on that. So this is going to be a really, really fun one here tonight, as one team is trying to shake off a little bit of the embarrassment from its first match, and the other one's trying to build on something they've never done before, which is win week 1.
Yeah, this is a team, RGV, that technically they've won 3 in a row. They won their final 2 matches to end the season last year. Off to a great start this year with your result against New Mexico, a team that many people expect to be a playoff team down the stretch. So I'm a little uncertain. I don't know what to expect. We all tuned in. We watched what happened on ESPN Plus, but I don't have a great feel for RGV. I will tell you that. But what I do know is tonight will not be easy for San Diego Loyal. I don't see how this is an easy matchup at all. I think the matchup that they had on Friday is unique when you're going against a team like Phoenix in a brand new stadium in a season opener. I don't know if this reaches the levels of what we saw Friday, but this is tough tonight. This is not going to be something where you go in as San Diego Loyal and you're the favorites and you're going to easily walk away with 3 points. I just don't see it that way.
Right, and that's the whole idea behind Toros 2.0, right? Is sometimes it might be the inaccurate way to look at this, but sometimes you look at MLS 2 clubs and you kind of go, well, who knows what you're really going to get from MLS 2 clubs. But in this case, Jordan, this is a totally different structure and a totally different mindset for RGV. So, I think they felt like they should have been better last week, and they beat New Mexico. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. This one makes me a little bit nervous.
Quickly, we'll get to our standings. We've had a few matches already, obviously a young season, 32 matches this year. Galaxy, Phoenix, Sacramento, each with 3 points. A few of those have already played 2 matches. Loyal and Lights are the 2 in the division that do not have any points that have actually played matches. And then Oakland, Tacoma, and Orange County have yet to open up their seasons. They have not played quite yet, so clearly they're at 0 points as well. So that's the latest. It's early. It's early, but we'll keep you up to date throughout the season. Darren, before we go to break, want to remind everyone that San Diego Loyal season ticket memberships for the 2021 season are on sale. Members will receive priority access to the first 2 home matches, starting with the home opener on May 29th against Las Vegas. Choose between 3 membership levels of benefits and get the perks of being a member. Visit sdloyal.com/memberships or emailing tickets at sdloyal.com. We'll be back to Bluefoot in North Park after this.
At Chosen Foods, we are inspired by the vibrant culinary lifestyle of the Baja Med and, of course, by avocados. From our flagship avocado oil to our family of dressings, mayos, simmer sauces, and guacamoles, the versatility of all Chosen Foods avocado-based products offer you the freedom to be both healthy and creative in the kitchen. Join us in the sun-drenched utopia of Chosen Foods, the avocado. Celebrate it.
During this pandemic, many families are worried about visiting healthcare facilities. I'm Dr. Gail Knight, Rady Children's Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer. I'd like to share with you the advice that I give my own family and friends. The best thing that you can do to keep your child healthy is to continue to keep routine appointments like vaccinations and regular checkups. This keeps you, your child, and our community as protected as possible. We are always open, we are here for you, and we are safe.
All right, welcome back to Bluefoot Bar and Lounge here in North Park. He's Jordan Carruth. I'm Darren Smith. You see this wonderful gear that Jordan's wearing, or that I'm wearing, or that some of the players are wearing? Well, you can buy the newest SD Loyal gear, including kits, the Adidas collection, some unique designs that you can't find anywhere else at the shop. You can shop online today at theshop.sdloyal.com, or you can visit the shop in Mission Valley, someplace that Jordan and I have been quite frequently.
Yes, I will tell you, you cannot buy this at the shop, though.
Yeah.
This is not available. This is available at the shop, though. You can get this new alternate kit.
What about
I really
this?
like this?
What about this?
Yeah, there are plenty of things that you can definitely
I'm even
do.
told there's a keg of beer in the shop too, so who knows, depending on how much actual gear that you purchase, they might hook you up with a Buena Vesa from Stone Brewing.
You never
Just
know.
saying.
You never know. We're going to get to plenty here down the stretch. We're getting closer to kickoff. It's going to be on Fox 5 locally, ESPN Deportes as well. Right after 5 o'clock, 5:06, I believe is the exact time if you're wondering. It is time now, Darren, to get to our starting 11. The starting 11 was announced right before you hit the air. We see some changes, 3 changes from Phoenix. Let's hear what the starting 11 will be.
Right, and I don't know how this matched up with whatever expectation, Jordan, you had or I had. Short week, right, and maybe wanting to rotate players in back-to-back weeks away on the road. But we're going to see Trey Muse back in net tonight, which I'm really excited about, because I know it sounds ridiculous to say that allowing 4 goals and being the best player that Loyal had, I think that's exactly the case with Trey Muse. He's there in net tonight. We're going to see El Capitan Sal Zizzo will be there, Joshua Yarrow and Thomas Van Kaizel. That's going to be your back line. And to me, that's the most important thing to pay attention to here tonight, is just watching the way the back line can communicate. Because one thing we didn't see was any sort of passes from the back line to the midfield, getting it up there to your attacking players like Corey Herzog, right? Like we know that both Nicky Jackson, who's not in the starting 11 tonight, Corey Herzog, they never touched the ball inside of the penalty area for Phoenix Rising. So being able to have link-up plays, being able to get the ball out of the back, through the midfield, into your attacking players, that's certainly something that we're going to be paying attention to tonight. Outside of that, your changes from week 1 would be Sal Zizzo, would be Elijah Martin starting in the midfield, and would be Alejandro Guido, the number 10. Not only wearing the number, but also, as we've already discussed here on Matchday Live, what it is that he represents, just setting up some of the attacking players. So I feel good when Guido's in there. I'm glad to see him starting for Loyal tonight.
Yeah, that's the big one tonight, I think. Alejandro Guido. What will his impact be? How many minutes will he be available? Even when he was healthy last year, Darren, he was not a player that we saw play the full 90 at all very often. So he is a player that when he's out there, you get to see what you can get for about 60, 75 minutes. Maybe that's what we see tonight from Alejandro Guido, but he is someone who plays a huge impact with this team. So the fact that he is starting is big news. The back line is the major question for San Diego tonight. There's no question about that. San Diego, with the injuries that they had from the first one, and basically the play that we saw in Phoenix, that becomes a huge storyline for Loyal. How will they adjust? This is a team in RGV. At least in their first matchup against New Mexico, they love to cross the ball, Darren. They love to go outside wide, cross it in. So that's going to apply some pressure to your center backs. We're seeing a little bit of change there on the back line. How do they respond? That's going to be a big one tonight. There's no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, somebody like Thomas Van Keezel, to me, Jordan, now becomes right there in the spotlight. He's a player who plays a ton, right? We talked about Grant Stillman. Grant Stillman playing almost every single minute for Loyal last year. He got sent off very late in stoppage time. Other than that, played every single minute, was as reliable player as Loyal had, him, Jack Metcalf. And Van Keezel was the same. He played every single minute last year for Pittsburgh. So he comes in knowing that he can go 90 every single match. And Loyal needs that. Loyal needs to be more organized. They need to do a better job of communicating, Jordan. And listen, let's also just call the spade, let's call it for what it is. You know, this club got embarrassed last week. More than one person with Loyal has told me, like, they felt embarrassed after losing 4-1 to Phoenix. So even more important than the result is, what are we going to see from this club tonight? I want to see their pride. I want to see them compete. They didn't look like they were competing last year. That's one of the core principles of San Diego Loyal, is being competitive. And it looked like last week, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. So even more so than coming back with 3 points or a point, what does it look like? Are they going to be competitive? Are they going to, let their wounded pride? What is that going to look like? I just want to see that kind of effort out there at HEB Field in Edinburgh, Texas.
Yeah, we're going to get to Statman Sean's official stat of the match here coming up momentarily. But if you just look at the comment section right now, I think you could really learn something about what happened in Phoenix. You can bring up questions about the back line. There are questions about the midfield. What can they produce going forward? And everyone wants to see what Corey Herzog is able to do. We're waiting to see that first goal. It's only been a match, but you're waiting to see him have his opportunities, because that's something he did not have Friday in Phoenix. He did not have many opportunities at all. Nicky Jackson did not have many opportunities either. We brought up the stat a little bit earlier, I believe it was on the air, that Corey Herzog actually touched the ball in San Diego's own box more often than he did in the opposition's box. Clearly, that's not what you're going for. So you can have questions about the back line, you can have questions about the midfield, and you want to see what's capable from the front. Hopefully we get some more answers tonight. It's very, very early in the season, but hopefully we do learn a little bit more. Darren, the home opener, Loyal going to open up the home schedule on May 29th against Las Vegas Lights FC. What a day that's going to be. Very busy day in the world of soccer.
What else is happening that day, Jordan?
May 29th, the Champions League final, I believe. Chelsea against
playing in that?
Manchester City. We're in a Man City bar right now, so I'm going to be careful. Be one of the first to witness live soccer action once again in San Diego. Kickoff set for 7:30, May 29th at Torero Stadium at USD. Priority access going to be given to SD Loyal ticket members. Get your memberships at sdloyal.com/memberships or emailing tickets@sdloyal.com. One more segment to go. We are back to Bluefoot here in North Park right after this.
I'm not even sure what's happening here, and I know it's fast, but I'm in love with you. We're gonna be together forevs, and I'm gonna keep you looking good, boo. That's why I got you unlimited washes. That's right, we're gonna binge wash, babe. Commit to your car. What are you waiting for?
It starts off with a little seed, and with a little love from nature, it sprouts to life. And when delicious fresh fruits and veggies are perfect, They are rushed to the home of fresh. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
Want a perfect pair of sunglasses for your every occasion? Hit up the Knockaround Custom Shop. With over 1 million possible combinations, why not get a pair for every you? 8 a.m. I need a coffee you. Clocking a few miles you. Game day you. Happy camper you. Fun in the sun you. On the slopes you. Dog days you. Happy hour you. Si se puede you. The Knockaround Custom Shop. You design them, we build them.
Welcome back, Matchday Live. We are from Bluefoot in North Park, a beautiful Thursday night. San Diego Loyal fans getting ready to watch San Diego on the road against RGV. Matchday number 2. He's Darren Smith. I'm Jordan Carruth. We are back to not debut, but bring back a segment that we did debut a week ago. It is our pick to kick. And the rules are very, very simple on the pick to kick. We have different people select what player they think will score a goal in tonight's match. Darren will make a selection, I make a selection, the locals have made a selection, Chavos have made a selection, and we even have guesses from the television booth. Jack Cronin and Shannon McMillan have also chimed in as well. So, last week, it did not take very long for us to add it up. No one scored any points last week. Everyone finished with 0. No one selected Ben Spencer. You do get a point with an assist. No assist on the goal for Ben Spencer, so everyone shut out.
I was begging for that assist. I was like, oh, when we were there in Phoenix, when we were at Wild Horse Pass Stadium in Chandler, I was like, oh, I think Colin passed that ball, didn't he? Because I went with Colin Martin last week. So the rules of the game, as Jordan has said, you get 3 points for a goal, you get 1 point for an assist. So I was trying to load up on the assist last week with Colin Martin. Didn't happen. I found myself begging for that one in the second half. Congrats to Ben Spencer, who opened up his account. And Jordan, let's get to it. Our pick to kick with all of our predictions already in. What do we got?
All right, so I'm looking at the selections right now. We'll start with Shannon McMillan. She is going with Jack Metcalf tonight. Jack Metcalf, who is in the starting 11 once again. We saw him last week. He starts again. Shannon McMillan going with Metcalf. Jack Cronin going with Corey Herzog. I believe that's who he selected last week. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if you're wrong, if I'm wrong, Jack, but I think you had Herzog
last week. Do we put
week.
some rules in place where you just can't pick the same player every single week? You know, Corey Herzog is capable of scoring 18 to 20 goals, so I think if you just did that as a strategy and you did the math on it, you could probably run away with this tournament. We're going to have to amend and put some rules in place there.
Darren, that said, the locals have selected Corey Herzog to score tonight against RGV. I went with Herzog a week ago. I'm mixing it up. I'm going with Jack Blake, who I think will be the difference maker tonight for SD Loyal. We'll find out what happens. Darren, who are you going with?
Alejandro Guido. As we said earlier, there's data here to back this up. The club just scores and has scored when he's been out there on the field. 11 goals, Jordan, about 340 minutes. That's a goal every 33 minutes, if my math is accurate, which is probably not. But when Alejandro's on the pitch, Loyal scores. It's the way it's gone. Yeah, some of that was with players who are no longer here, like Rubio Rubin, who's tearing it up for Minnesota United, and with Miguel Berry, but I believe in Alejandro Guido, and that he's starting here tonight, that his competitiveness, his competitive streak that we know, I'm going to go with Guido, maybe a goal and an assist tonight. So I'm feeling pretty good with myself.
Yeah,
good pick.
I think it's a good selection. I think Guido's the one who will actually set up the assist for my guy Blank. So I think I think Guido will play a factor no matter what. You're not the only one to take Alejandro Guido. Chavos have selected Guido as well. So once again, the selections tonight: Shannon Mack, Jack Metcalf, Jack Cronin, Corey Herzog. Chavos going with Alejandro Guido. The locals going with Corey Herzog. Darren has selected Alejandro Guido, and I am going with Jack Blake. On an island, I'm with Jack Blake and hoping that I collect all the points and I take a commanding lead tonight in our pick to kick.
But aren't you privately rooting for what we were told in our preseason preview from Torero Stadium, that Guido and Herzog, they've got some celebration plan? Aren't you privately, Jordan, not thinking selfishly, but thinking about all of us and thinking about Guido getting the ball to Corey Herzog so we can see what that celebration looks like tonight?
I am very much looking forward to that. I want to see, do you think they just use the same ones from Phoenix, just carry it over? I'm seeing some nicknames for a couple of the players that I think are pretty fun. We got Peanut Butter Guido time. I think that's pretty good.
I like it.
Corey Herzog, Eric says Herzog going to score a banger tonight. I think he might be right. I think Jack Cronin will be very, very happy with that. Chris asking how many people we have at the Bluefoot watch party. It's a good question. We're in our own private room in the back, so everyone's on the other side of the bar. But that's where we're headed as soon as we wrap up here. And as you can see, the beers are...
Yeah, and by the way, you should be here as well. As much as we appreciate the comments on our SD Loyal YouTube channel, understand this too, and this is part of the reason why Jordan and I are wearing SD Loyal gear. You show up here tonight during the match itself from 5 to 7 o'clock, which will be on Fox 5 and ESPN Plus. If you show up wearing SD Loyal gear, you get $1 off all of your drinks. Adam Cook, who's the owner of Bluefoot Bar and Lounge here in North Park, my favorite spot. I'm not just saying that because Adam's standing right over here, but he has very generously made the offer that $1 off all drinks for anybody who shows up here tonight wearing SD Loyal gear. So thank you very much, Adam. And he's wearing gear himself, by the way.
Beautiful. I love it.
Oh, he's got a microphone.
Good evening. Is it working?
Is it working? This is Adam, everybody. He owns this wonderful establishment of which I've left countless tabs open. And Jordan's got a tab open. Jordan very generously also promised to buy everybody around a drink since Chelsea Football Club won yesterday. So.
And we have that on the mic as well.
Adam, tell us how you became such a great soccer bar here in San Diego.
You know, a lot of it is really just being involved in the soccer community, being a player and a manager of 2 adult soccer teams at the SDCSL level here. It just keeps you involved. I mean, we train 3 days a week on a men's league level, so we get in touch with the community there. So, you know, just being a neighborhood bar for one and offering soccer from day one in 2006 when we opened here, and opening up at, you know, God early hours before 6 a.m.
I've seen it. I've been driving my wife to the airport. I drive right past this from where I live to go to the airport. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, this place is already open. Dozens and dozens of people in here watching footy. It's amazing. It's a great thing it's a great place that you provide, not just for Premier League, but for all leagues, for us here tonight with SD Loyal national teams as well. We love this spot.
Thank you. And I think a lot of what also we've been noted as we're not just a Man City bar, we're not just an Arsenal bar, or we're just a football bar. As in football, not soccer, not NFL football. Yep. So that said, we're just open for all the teams that come in here. We have the ability to play the games on our staff, whether they like the game or not. They still put it on for everybody here. So
we love it.
So you're saying a Chelsea fan could show up here for the Champions League final?
1,000%.
All right, that's good enough.
and then you can buy the drinks for everybody that game as well too.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how those promises are getting thrown around.
This guy.
Well, I thought a retweet was an endorsement, Jordan. Jordan retweeted that yesterday, so he feels pretty good about himself. Thank you for having us here tonight.
Yeah, we do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for guys for being here. You have a great crew over here. Hopefully we have a really good victory tonight. 3-1. Loyal.
I love it. I love it.
A prediction. Not everyone's courageous enough to come up with a prediction. I like that. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Darren. 2 more things to get to on our way out. Thanks again. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We plan to drink.
See you post-match.
We're gonna drink all of your beer. Couple keys. We already kind of brought one up as we say goodbye. Hand things over to Fox 5, ESPN Deportes, whichever one you're going to consume tonight. We talked about the back line. They're going to be challenged with a lot of crosses. That's the expectation from RGV. How do they respond? That's a big one. Another one for me. The left back for RGV, Grant Robinson, Player of the Week in USL, Team of the Week. He's on Team of the Week. Very, very good. He is a threat defensively and offensively. So something I'm watching for.
Yeah, same. And again, reading up a lot on RGV this week, they felt like they didn't even see their best, Jordan. So this is going to be a tough one tonight. We'll be here post-match, but join us here at Bluefoot Bar and Lounge.
Your summer starts here. With big savings on a new Toyota, you can go out and do all the things that make summer the best time of the year. But don't miss out on all the fun. See your Toyota dealer and catch a great deal today.
Right now, drive home a stylish new Corolla with a low $199 a month lease. Or you can save big with $1,500 factory cash back.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
It's time to get moving with the financial partner that's here for your journey. From small steps to big milestones, USE Credit Union is here for you. With tools to help you bank fast, solutions to help you go far, and a team of dream makers that's ready to help you step forward with confidence. USE Credit Union.